father, cuz would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his younger son, and would not change our calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was my father's mind. Had I before known this young man, his son, I should have given him tears unto entries eerie to his ventures.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at the heart. Sir, you have well deserved if you do keep your promises in love, but justly as you have exceeded all promises, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, were this for me, one out of suits with fortune, that could give more, but that her hand lacks me's. Shall we go, cuz?
Aye, fare you well, gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands up is but a mere lifeless block.
He called us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, have you wrestled well and overthrown then your enemies?
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you. Fare you well.
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport than if within the safety of a pure blush, that thou mayest in honor come off again.
What shall our sport be then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune, that her gifts may be henceforth bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for though she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and though she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Nay, now goes from Fortune's office to nature. Fortune reigns in the gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No, when nature hath made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wit to flout at fortune, hath not fortune sent us this fool to cut off our argument?
Indeed, there is fortune too hard for nature. When fortune makes nature's the natural cutter off of nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not fortune's work neither, but nature sure perceives our natural wits too dull to reason of such goddesses, and has sent us this natural to be our whetstone. For always the dullness of the fool is the whetstone of the wits. How now, wit, whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor, but I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that old fool?
Of a certain knight that swore by his honor they were good pancakes, and swore by his honor the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it. The pancakes were good, and the mustard was not, and therefore the knight was not forsworn.
How prove you that in that great heap of your knowledge?
I marry, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now, stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were, but if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any, or if he had any, he had sworn it away long before he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Prithee, who is that thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough. Speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely what wise men do foolishly.
Thou sayest true. For the little wit that foolery has was silent. For the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Monsieur Le Beau,
With his mouth full of news.
which he will put on us as pigeons feed their young.
Then shall we be news-crammed.
All the better, for we shall be more marketable.
Never talk to me. I will weep.
Do, I prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
It causes one with desire, therefore weep.
His very hair in its dissembling color.
Something browner than Judas's married. His kisses are Judas's own children.
I faith, his hair is of good color.
An excellent color. Your chestnut was ever the only color.
And his kissing is full of sanctity as a touch of holy bread.
He hath bought a pair of cast lips of Diana, a nun of whom his sister but kisses, not more religiously. The very ice of chastity is in them.
But why did he say he would come this morning? He comes not.
Nay, certainly, there was no truth in him.
Do you think so?
Yes, I think he's not a prick person or horse stealer, but for his veritable love, I do think of as concave as a covered goblet, or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in. But I think he is not in.
But you heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. Both are the confirmer of false reckonings. He attends here in the forest on the Duke, your father.
I met the Duke yesterday, and he had much question with him. He asked me of what parentage I was. and I told him I was good as he, so he laughed and let me go. But why do we talk of fathers when there's such men as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Right traverse athwart the heart of his lover, his puny tiddler, spurs his horse, but on one side breaks his staff like a noble goose, but always brave that youth mounts and folly guides. Who comes here?
Mistress and master, you have often inquired after the shepherd that complained of love, who you saw sitting by me on the turf, praising a proud and full shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, and what's of him?
If you see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and red glow of scorn and proud disdain, go hence, little, and I shall conduct you, if you will mark me.
Oh, come, let us remove. The sight of lovers freeth those in love. I bring us to the sight, and you shall say, I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me, do not Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so. In bitterness, the common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humble neck, but first begs pardon. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody draughts?
I would not be thy executioner, I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there is murder in thine eye. 'Tis pretty sure, very probable, that eyes that are the frailest and softest things, who shut their cowgets on atomies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down? Or if thou cannot, oh, for shame, for shame. Lie not to say mine eyes are murderers. Now show the wound mine eye hath made in thee. Scratch thee but with a pin, and there remains some scar of it. Lean but upon a rush. The cicatrice incapable in pressure. Thy palm some moments keeps, but now mine eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not. Nor I am sure there is no force in mine eyes that can do hurt.
Oh dear Phoebe, if that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek or fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrow makes.
But till that time, come not near me. And when that time comes, uplift me with thy might. Pity me not, as till that time I shall not pity thee.
Why? I pray you, who might be your mother that you insult exude, all at once, over the wretches? What though you have no beauty, as by faith I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why? What means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than the ordinary of nature's cell work. Odds, my little life, I think she means to tingle my eyes too. No, faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, nor your black silk hair, your bulged eyeballs, nor your cheeks of cream, that can entain my spirits to your worship. You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like foggy south puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her last, but you that flatters her. Out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show. But mistress, know yourself, down on your knees, and thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. Must I tell you, friendly, sell when you can, you are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, let him take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul, to be a scoffer. So take her thee, shepherd, farewell you.
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide here together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger, if so be it, as fast as she answers with frowning looks all saucer with bitter words. Why look you so upon me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than the vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not, if you will know my house. 'Tis at the Trouble of Olives, here hard by. Will you go, sister? Shepherd, ply her hard. Come, sister. Shepherdess, look on him better. Be not proud, though all the words could see, none could be so abused in his sight as he. Come forth.
Dear shepherd, now I find thee so of might, who have loved it, but loved at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe,
What sayest thou, Silvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for thee, gentle Silvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow at my grief and love, by giving love your sorrow and
I prithee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so, I do believe it better than laughing.
Those are in extremity of either are abominable fellows that betray themselves to every modern centaur worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and to say nothing.
Why then, 'tis good to be a post.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is fantastical, nor the courtier's, which is ambitious, which is proud, nor the soldier's, which is ambitious, nor the lawyer's, which is politic, nor the lady's, which is the nice, or the lover's, which is all of these. It is a melancholy of my own, but compounded of many simples, extracted from many objects, and indeed the subject contemplation of my travels, in which my often rumination wraps me in a most humorous sadness.
A traveller, by my faith you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your own lands to see other men's, than to have seen much and to have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Yes, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I had rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad, and to travel for it too.
Good day, dear Rosalind. Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay then, God be with you, and talk in blank verse.
Farewell, monsieur traveller. Look, you lisp and wear strange suits. Disable all benefits of your own country. Be out of love with your nativity, and almost chide God for making you the continents of your age. And I will scarce think you have swam in a gondola. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You a lover, and you serve me such another trick. Never come on me sight no more.
I only come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love. He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts, break but a part of 1,000th part of a minute. In affairs of love, it may be said the hymn of Cupid hath slapped him o' the shoulder, but I'll warrant him a heart hole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, as you be so tardy to come in my sight, I had as lief be wooed by a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For thou he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointer, I think that you make him a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
Virtue is no horn maker. Rosalind is virtuous.
Why horns? Would you such?
Oh.
Why horns, which such as you are fain to be beholding of your wives, but he comes armed within his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtuous is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
I said I skipped them.
Come apace, good Audrey. I will fetch up your goats. Audrey. And how, Audrey, am I the man yet? Do my simple features content you?
Your features? Lord warrant us, what features?
I am here with thee and thy goats. As the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods.
All knowledge, all inhabited, worse than hall in a thatched house.
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with the forward child understanding, it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest indeed word? Is it a true thing?
No. Truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry, and what they swear in poetry may be said as the lovers they do feign.
Do you wish then that the gods may be poetical?
I do, truly. For thou swearest to me thou art honest now. If thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert hard favored. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey, a sugar, sauce to sugar. But be it as it may be, I will marry thee, and to that end I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the viceroy of the next village, who hath promised to meet me in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Will the gods give us joy?
Amen. A man may. If he were a fearful heart, stagger in this attempt, for here we have no temple but the wood, no assembly but horned beasts. But what thou, courage as horns are odious.
They are necessary, it is said. Many a man knows no end of his goods, right? Many a man his good horns, and knows no end of them. Well, that is the dowry of his wife. 'Tis none of his own getting horns. Even so, poor men alone. No, the noblest deers have them as huge as the rascals, as the single man, therefore blessed. No, as a walled town is more worthier than a village, so is the forehead of a married man more honorable than the bare brow of a bachelor, and by how much defense is better than no skill. By so much is a horn more precious than to be won. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martex, you are well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree? I shall, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is you not here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly she must be given when marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, I'll give her.
Good evening, good master. What ye called? How do you, sir? You are very well met. God illed you for your last company. I am very glad to see you, even a toy in hand, sir. Nay, pray to be covered.
Will you be married motley?
As the ox hath his bow, sir, the horse has curb, and the falcon has her bells. So man hath his desires, and as pigeons bills, so wedlock with it be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of the year of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to a church and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will but join you together, and as they join wainscot. Then one of you would prove a shrunken panel and light green timber, warp.
I am not in the mind, but I were better to be married of him than of another. For he is not like to marry me well, and not being well married, it will be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife.
Go thou with me, and let me counsel it.
Come, sweet Audrey. We must be married, or we must live in bawdry. Farewell, good Master Oliver. Not. Oh, sweet Oliver, oh, brave Oliver, leave me not beside thee, but wind away, begone, I say. I will not wedding with thee.
Just no matter ne'er even touch them. Nail of them all shall fall.
Good morrow, fair one. I pray you, if you know where in the purliest of this forest, in a sheepcote fence about with olive trees.
West of this place, down in the neighborhood bottom, the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream. Left on your right hand brings you to the place, but at this hour the house doth keep itself. There's none within.
If that an eye may profit by tongue, then should I know you by description. Such garments in such years, the boy is fair of female favor, but toasts himself like a ripe sister. The woman low and browner than her brother. Are not you the owner of the house that I inquire for?
It is no boast, being as we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to the youth that he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame, if you will know of me, and what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When the last young Orlando parted from you, he left a promise to return again. Within an hour in pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy. Lo, what befell, he threw his eyes aside and marked what object did present itself. Under an oak with holes, those whose burrows were mossed with age, a high-top bog dry with liquidity. A stretched, ragged man, overgrown with hair, laying sleeping on his back. About with his neck, a green and glad snake had wretched itself, who, with her head nimble in the threats approach, with the opening of its mouth. Suddenly, seeing Orlando, and it linked itself. This scene Orlando did approach the man and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of the same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well, he might so do, for well I know he was unnatural.
Would you, Orlando, did you leave him there to get sucked by the hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back and propose so, but kindness is nobler ever than revenge, and nature stronger than just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which hurtling from which slumber I awake.
Are you his brother? Was you he rescued? Was you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
Was I, but 'tis not I do not shame to tell what I was since my conversation so sweetly tastes being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin.
By and by, from the last first to betwixt us two, there are encounters and the most kindly bathed, as how I came into the desert place, and breathed. He led me to the gentle dew, and gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly unto his cave. There stripped himself, and here upon his arm, the lioness had tore some flesh away, which all this time had bled, and now he fainted and cried, and fainting upon Rosalind. Brief I recovered him, bound up his wound, and after some small space, being strong in heart, sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell the story which might excuse his broken promise to give this napkin, dyed in his blood, unto the shepherd youth that he doth call his Rosalind.
Why, how now, Ganymede, sweet Ganymede?
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it, cousin Ganymede.
Look, he recovers.
I were at home. We'll lead you thither. I pray you. Will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer. You old man, you lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. Oh, sirrah, a body would. Think this was well counterfeited, I pray. You tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Hey-ho!
This was not a counterfeit. There is too great testimony in your complexion, that was a passion of earnest.
Good counterfeit, I assure you.
Well then, take a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
So I do, but I faith I should have been woman by right. Come, you look paler and paler. Pray you draw. Homewards, good sir. Go with us.
That will I, for I must bear answer back how to choose my brother, Rosalind.
I shall advise something, but I pray you, commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?
Then we all execute.
Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness in the letter that I writ to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to see the spiteful and ungentle to you. Look, you are therefore followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him. Love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd, tell us you what's his love. Is he made of sighs and tears, so am I for Phoebe. And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
Is he made of all faith and service, so am I for Phoebe. And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
Is he made of all fantasy, all passion, all wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience, all impatience, and all purity, trial, and observance, so am I for Phoebe. And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you? If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Who speaks this? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that's not here, nor doth hear.
Pray you see, stop this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I would love you if I could. I would love you if I could. I will marry you if I ever marry a woman, and I will marry you. I will satisfy you if I ever satisfy man, and you shall be married to me. I will content you in what we can.
and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, and you love Phoebe, Kate. And as I love no woman, all me. So fare you well. I have left you command.
I will not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.